I have no words. This video is brought to you by Beating Black and Blue. Beating Black and Blue, my brand new book, Being a Police Officer in America Under Siege. The link is in the description section. You can get the signed copy, the unsigned copy. All the information is down below. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live and make a video. Y'all know the drill. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting right in. I don't need to waste no time. I want you to think about this headline for a minute. And I will do this to the day I die. People always ask me, why are you always criticizing black people? Why are you always criticizing black people? There is something wrong with a large element of culture in the black community when a majority of black people support this foolery. Majority of black people that I visibly see, that I hear, that are online, that you randomly run into in public, you hear the conversations had in the barbershop. Most black people feel like this. And then there's some people like, oh, well, all black people, not all, but there's a lot. I would argue that most black people that are aware, that are paying attention to this stuff, that are watching this, that have an opinion, they believe this same stuff. Jacob Blake says he was able to take his first steps at son's birthday party since being shot 7 times by the police and left paralyzed. What do the black blogs say about this? What do they say? What did they say? Okay. I'm not going to kill the messenger. They just put the message out there. Now, of course, my wife had to comment on here because my wife is, you know, my wife don't play that, right? She said Betty won't try and fight a cop again, and women probably won't need restraining orders against him. But let's go down to the rest of the fake woke, brain dead people in the community. All blue check marks, clappy hands, fire, heart emojis, amen. Won't he do it? Which is a phrase that black people use to say, won't God take care of you? Won't God do the work? God be working. Look at God. That's good news. Thank God. God is amazing. Look how he ate that. Like as if he took them 7 shots and he recovered. Looks good. I'm glad he is alive. My God. Prayer hands. We're just going to keep going down. Prayer hands. Let's see. He needs pay for emotional damage as well. I can't imagine what he's going through. I mean, y'all can see it, 90% of these people are black. This is a black blog. This is the black social media perspective. I ain't seen another blog out there, the Shade Room, the Neighborhood. Quit lying. They want to lie and say this is not all black people. Yeah, it is. All them blue check marks at the top. All this. Amen. God, I haven't seen a negative comment. They probably deleted mine because I commented the other day. Let's see, has anybody said? His story makes me so effing angry. I'm happy he's making progress, though. The officer involved needs to pay for all of this. Now, let's talk about this for a minute. Now that you see how stupid half of these people are, let's talk about this. What happened to Jacob Blake? What happened to him? Well, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, he had a criminal record that most rational people would never even partake in some of the stuff that he did. However, on a day he got shot by the police, he had an area restriction because he sexually assaulted his baby mama. Area restriction. He shouldn't even been in the area. He couldn't be there because he assaulted a black woman. But y'all don't care nothing about black women. You don't care nothing about him assaulting a black woman. And if you know any terms about assault, he digitally penetrated her. So that means he used his hands, okay? Digitals. He used his hands to assault her and berate her to the point in which he had an area restriction where he couldn't be over there. He can't be nowhere near this woman's house. But what does he do, ladies and gentlemen, when he get there? Black folks, all you woke black folks that it makes me so mad. What did he do when he get there? First of all, he's there. He's not supposed to be there. He's getting into a confrontation with them. So what happened, Mr. Tatum? Do the all-seeing eye of the police department just somebody had a feeling in their heart he just showed up at his baby mama's house and the feeling just compelled the police to show up? No, they called the police on him because he was causing a ruckus and he had no business being there. What happens when the police show up? The dummy don't act like a normal human being. What does he do? He pulls out a knife, fights the police officers next to the car, They try to tase him. At one point, he had a police officer in the headlock. I can't do this. He had a police officer in the headlock. Fighting. He ended up breaking loose. Goes to the car with a knife in his hand. Now, the police have to make a decision because now he got kids in the car. They don't know what he's going to do. He's armed with a knife. They've already tried to tase him and use the least amount of force necessary to execute an arrest. But, of course, Mr. Black Man can't follow the instructions. So he gets to the car. He's going to get in the car. The cop is pulling him, telling him no, so he shot him. And now the cop's supposed to pay all of his medical bills. What about her? What about the woman that he abused? What about her pain and suffering? What about her being a victim? She had to not only get assaulted by this man sexually, she not only had to get confronted by this man with violence because he showed up at her house. She not only had to see her baby daddy get shot because he put himself in that situation, and the kids were involved. And she got to watch y'all knuckleheads celebrate this dude as he's the second coming of Jesus Christ. You talking about the trauma that she had to endure. You talking about the trauma that he put his kids through. He did this. But you know what? Not one time is anybody in this comment section saying nothing about the woman that he assaulted. Nobody said nothing about it. None. Nobody. 5-minute clip, IG, and the full video link is in my bio. You won't be disappointed. Trust me. I know what somebody's probably selling some marketing or something, but nothing there. Other than these scam posts trying to sell you something, nothing there. Okay, maybe one. Is this a guy that was caught breaking into his ex-girlfriend's house and assaulted her? If not, God bless him in his recovery. Well, how about you do your research before you talk about God blessing somebody? That's one. I see one. Do we need to keep going? You know, maybe some woke people in here. Protect black women. The man had a lengthy rap sheet for abuse towards black women, which he did. Was literally abusing his baby mother during the incident, which he did. The shooting was deemed justified, which it was. He went for a knife, which he did, which was recovered on the scene. Police work is ugly, and it's always looked like an unjustified or injustice is happening, but that doesn't necessarily mean it is. Thank you. Now, why do you say most, Brandon Tatum? Because out of all these that I'm showing you, one person makes sense, and then the other girl was at least willing to admit that this could be the guy. But when you look at the majority of these comments, amen, Jesus, this is so sad. So somebody else is woke. You know, it's a few, but this speaks to the reason I say what I say, because they should be dragging him in the comment section right now. They should be dragging him. It should be ratioed. 90% of the people should be saying something negative. Instead, 90% of the people are supporting him. There's only a handful of people that are got enough common sense. But this is what I'm saying. You can go out in the public right now. Are police out here shooting black men for no reason? 90% of black people, I don't care what education level they're at. I don't care if they're poor. I don't care what kind of money they make. I would guarantee you almost 90% of black people say, yeah, they out here shooting people for no reason. And you'll say, give me an example. They're going to give you an example of something like this, which this dude admitted he had a knife. He admitted he fought the police officers. I don't even know if Michael Strahan even brought up the fact that he abused a woman. That's why he was over her house when he wasn't supposed to be. And she called the police on him because she wanted to be protected. Ask 90 black people. Ask any black person you know. 9 times out of 10, you're going to hear them say, oh, man, Jacob Blake, that was wrong. In the NFL, they wearing helmets with Jacob Blake's name on their helmet. That's why I don't, and I'm not trying to push people into having a negative idea about black people, but you got to keep it real. You got to keep it real. You can't sit around and be deceived and be fake your whole life. You got to keep it real, because if you don't keep it real, that's how it leads to stupidity. Now, some people probably say, Brandon, man, they didn't have no Jacob Blake name on the helmet in the NFL. Jacob Blake. Even sellout Drew Brees got Jacob Blake's name on his helmet. Jacob Blake. What are y'all doing? Got Jacob Blake's name on the helmet. The whole team got Jacob Blake's name on their helmet. And let's go to this dummy. Breonna Taylor. Like, explain to me, riddle me this. If these people aren't, look at this. Botham Jean. Now, you could have Botham Jean's name on your helmet, right? A police officer accidentally shot him. Okay, I get it. It has nothing to do with policing because she was off duty when she went to the wrong house. Outside of the uniform, she was not on duty. This was not a police call. This really had nothing to do with policing. She was off duty as a regular citizen, and she went into the wrong house thinking she'd go into her house and shot somebody. Now, the reason to put this on somebody's helmet makes no effing sense. Ahmaud Arbery. For what? Ahmaud Arbery is breaking in people's houses. He's stealing, got a rap sheet long as I don't know what. He done broke in people's houses. The only reason he got shot because he tried to fight the guy for the shotgun. But Dummy McDummies put his name on their helmet. Breonna Taylor, her kneecap was deep in criminal activity. Kneecap was deep. They had a warrant for her arrest. They had a warrant for her house and a car. They forced entry, knocked and announced. Her boyfriend decided to shoot at the police, and they shot him back, and she got caught up in the middle of it. If you wasn't living that lifestyle, you wouldn't even be in that position. But she wasn't laying in the bed. But Dummy McDum-Dum, a sports team, a sports genre that's dominated by African-American players. George Floyd doing adult entertainment. And I'm just saying, let's put it out for what he really is. Doing adult entertainment, rap sheet longer than the Nile River. He's a crackhead. He got arrested, I don't know how many times. One of his arrests was for doing a home invasion where he allegedly, he was found guilty of it. He pointed a gun at a pregnant woman's stomach while doing a home invasion. A black and brown body that he tormented. She's probably scarred for the rest of her life. And then he tries to buy stuff with fake money, fight the police, and a bad police officer, in my opinion, ended up killing him. Oh, put his name on the helmet. I'm finna get mad. All these young kids that have been murdered in Chicago, all the innocent black people that have been killed by other black people, police officers that have been killed by other black people who happen to be black, they don't get a single name on the helmet. They don't put nobody's name on the helmet. If you are black and you don't get killed by the police officer because you're a criminal, you don't get no love from a black majority sport. You don't get no love. You get no love. Sakaria Turner would never have her name on the back of a helmet, ever. She was murdered by other black people being stupid. I mean, I could go down the list. I can go Tashawn Lee, a little kid that was murdered in an alleyway by some thugs because of his daddy. His name will never be on none of these helmets. Make it make sense to me. Make it make sense to me. We are so brainwashed and dumb that we glorify thugs. Or we glorify people that aren't really victims. There's children that are victims in Chicago. They get shot every weekend. I got a whole video about that. Matter of fact, my next video is going to be about that. My next video, I'm just going to show you. If y'all watching this, go to the next video. The link will be here. So it's going to be up here. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Show me if there's a name, any of these names, any of these mentions on any NFL player's page, any organization, any Black Lives Matter organization, any black and brown body supporters, any government official, any black leader. Tell me if they said any one of these names. Go to the next video. I'm out of here.